Hi everyone, Marty Andrews here for 8 Ball FM. Just me today. We've had some glitches with recording we did about the Geelong Open last week that Mark and Mick and I all had a good chat on. So we will get that podcast out soon, but couldn't make it for this weekend, unfortunately. So I've decided to give you a quick rundown on some upcoming events through the end of February and March and just at the start of April, just so you kind of know what's coming up and you can get a bit of something in your feed from us as well. So there's a few events going on throughout March, and we're going to dive straight in with the Sydney 8 Bowl Showdown happening at Club 9. So that's actually happening in about a week's time. Saturday the 28th of February to Sunday the 1st of March. That's at Club 9 in Sydney, a relatively new venue up there, being played on Rasson tables. So you should be able to see the details there on screen. Entries close just in a couple of days. So if you're interested in getting along to that, take a look. You can contact Jordan Boyd there on those details, and a big event happening up there in Sydney. Then shortly afterwards, on Labor Day weekend in Victoria, the evening of March 8th through March 10th, there's the Albury Open, $18,000 prize money, a big annual event that's quite popular. You get a lot of people who come along to that. First prize of $3,000. Entries are still open, though you've missed the early bird price now. So get in touch with Pool Victoria if you're interested in coming along to that. It's an event run by Pool Victoria at the Commercial Club in Albury, very popular event. And then later in the month, this is the 21st of March, there's a Victorian Black Ball series going on. So there's a few events here that lead up to kind of a grand finale event held in December, but there are 4 kind of qualifying events along the way. If you win in those qualifying events, you can get a ticket through to the finale. So they're held at a combination of Bar 8 in Bandura, Victoria, and Slate Pool Lounge in Geelong. So the first one is, you can see Series 1 there on the 21st of March, held at Bar 8. So the entries for that open in a few days, and that's your first chance to kind of get an entry into the major event without having to pay the full price. And an interesting kind of black ball event being held there at Bar 8. And that's on the 21st of March. And the reason that's interesting is because that's also the day that there's a series of money matches being held also at Bar 8. So if you're going along to play in the black ball, you can catch all of these money matches being held for the rest of the day. We've actually covered some of these in a previous podcast, but a quick rundown there. Earlier in the day, about lunchtime, Josh Gorski taking on Marc Robertson and Sean Walpole taking on Tim Shelton. Then mid-afternoon, Mick Scerri taking on Joseph Evans and Trent Ronnie Mason taking on Jamie Stevens. It's the rematch of the cash match they had a little while ago. And in the evening, Mark Owens playing Jack Phillips and Dakota Cook playing Nathan Appleton, who's making his way into Victoria for the day. Great opportunity there to both play in a nice event and catch some big money matches going on at the same time. 21st of March there in Bar 8 in Melbourne. And I just want a special mention for this one on the 3rd of April, so Good Friday, there's an event at Bar 8, which is a Good Friday fundraiser. All proceeds from the day go to the Royal Children's Hospital. There is a $1,000 first prize subject to entries on the day, but all of the kind of profits from the day will head off to the Good Friday appeal for the Royal Children's Hospital. So great cause there being run by Steve Tran. So you can get in touch with Steve and see the details on the page there for how to enter that one. And that's the Friday. And then on the Saturday and Sunday, this event's been talked about a little bit on Facebook in the last couple of weeks. The Clash of the Titans. So this is a handicap Scotch doubles event. It's a big entry fee, $1,500 entry fee per team, so $750 per person, but a $40,000 prize to the winning team. Big event, double elimination, long races, race to 11. There's a Calcutta, plus another big competition on the Monday as well. And it's a handicap event. So I'll try and explain how this works for you. You can see on the screen there the handicap categories, which will give you a start in the event. So category 0, there is no category 1. Category 0, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So if a doubles pair is classified as category 0, then they get no frames head start. If they're classified as category 2, they get 2 frames, 3 frames head start, and so on and so forth. And you might have seen some ratings being put up for the players already on the Facebook page. So I'll give you an example. So this is being run by New South Wales 8 Ball, and you'll see Trav Crawley kind of leading the commentary on how players will be handicapped here. But essentially, my understanding is there'll be a committee of players who will help with the categorizations of any player who's entering. If they don't know the person who's being classified, they can just abstain from a vote. And if they do know, they can put in a score, and they'll, I think, in kind of Olympic style judging, they eliminate the top score and the bottom score and take an average of what's remaining. So as a comparison, Trav's put some existing world champions in the list, which doesn't mean that they're all coming to play, but it is a good explainer for how this works. So, for example, Gareth Potts, Chris Melling, Neil Robertson, they are all classified as 10-point players. So think the very best players in the world would be a 10-point player. So if Neil Robertson and Chris Melling played together in a doubles pair, that would be 10 points plus 10 points. It's a total of 20 points. They therefore fall into category 0, where you have 19 to 20 points, and that pair would have no frames head start. And then you can kind of go down the list. So you can imagine that the very best players in the country, Rusty Wheeler, Justin Sage, those kind of players, for example, will be up around kind of a 9.5 mark. They're just one tick below those kind of world champions. And you might go all the way down to intermediates, somewhere in the middle, perhaps kind of category 5, and Division 3, Division 4 players would be kind of right down the bottom. So you submit your name to request a handicap, and then you would add your score together with your partner's score, find out where you land in the categories, and that's the handicap that you would get. So if your doubles pair ends up in category 5, so plus 5 frames, but you play against a doubles pair who is category 2, which is plus 2 frames, then the difference of those two numbers, 5 and 2, is 3 frames. The category 5 pair would get 3 frames head start on the category 2 pair. So a little bit complicated, but a very interesting concept. You can reach out to New South Wales 8 Ball to kind of submit a request for your handicap if you're interested in playing in that. So all on Easter weekend, the Good Friday fundraiser, and then the Clash of the Titans. It's going to be very interesting. Get along and see that. Hope that was useful. Please stay tuned. We will try and get the recap of the Geelong event out soon. And in the meantime, play well, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next pod.